Welcome to Dodgers Dogs. As part of the Dodgers Daily Network, Casey Porter here, joined by Coach Holt. Coach, I'm not going to lie, Dodgers Dogs fans out there, not going to lie, I'm going to show a lot of discipline, or maybe I won't. But I'm pretty negative this morning, Coach. Talk me out of it. I just so disappointed, and the Dodgers still have a chance to win 2 games, and they easily can do that. But the Blue Jays look like the better team. They look more energized. They look like the younger, more vibrant team. The Dodgers just look dead in the water. Just too many holes. The Toronto team is the better. That seems like the more complete team. Blake Snell is making excuses. Teo Hernandez is just kind of Teo. Muncy looks lost at the plate. Mookie Betts looks lost. Ohtani's had a couple of great games and then disappeared in other games. Freddie Freeman looks old. The bottom of the lineup is terrible. I mean, I've got all these black dots of negativity. I need to work through them. I don't want to be a negative cesspool. Help me out here, Coach.
Snap. Show's over, man. Snap it. Let's go. Print it. It's over. I don't have anything else to say. You got it done. Case, it's human nature for all of us. Anybody that says that they were totally thinking positive thoughts last night after the game, maybe Coach Barracoff and Mark Watkins and Austin, they're a lot better people than I am. Maybe they had those negative feelings they did in some of the other Dodger Dogs. But I think it's human nature. They have that disappointment when your team doesn't win. The team you really want to win doesn't win. There's nothing wrong with that. I think we all have those negative feelings. I totally agree with one thing you said. I agree with everything you just said right there. The Blue Jays look like the better team. And here, I've said this numerous times, and I'm not just saying it now because we're down 3-2. You've heard me say this. Even before the season started, I got tired of all my buddies. The Dodgers just go ahead and give them a trophy. They're buying this or buying that. Baseball people, you and I, and all the other millions of true baseball either coaches or people that understand the situation, know it's never going to be easy. There's a reason why there hadn't been a repeater in the National League, by the way, since their Big Red Machine in 75, 76. The last National League team to repeat, and I think the Yankees, what was it, 2002?
It's hard to do.
It's just freaking – hey, I got thinking this morning. The Braves won 1 with a freaking Cy Young rotation and Chipper Jones, a Hall of Fame manager. This shit isn't easy to do. It's hard to do. We all kind of get caught up in the not we. I never felt that way. I know you're the same way I did. I didn't ever feel that way. At this, when the Dodgers swept, they're just going to go through the Blue Jays. I've seen enough of the Blue Jays to know better than that. Actually, I wanted to play the Mariners. I didn't think they were as good as the Blue Jays. It didn't work out that way. We might have got our ass kicked there, too. But the point being, the Blue Jays are a very good team. And there's other things. I'm not saying the Dodgers aren't hungry. The Dodgers they shouldn't be satisfied just because they won 1. But this team has won none. They're freaking hungry. They're talented. They got an outstanding manager. I enjoy watching the way they play. I don't enjoy when they beat our ass, but I enjoy watching what they do, how they approach the game. This is a very good team. The Dodgers, let's get Mr. Positivity coming back out here again. We got Yamamoto pitching Game 6. So everybody we need to chill out just a little bit. If he comes out and does Yamamoto things, like he has been, and I think it's unfair to sit there and go, we need another 9, 1-hit complete game. I think it's unfair to say that. He's totally capable of doing that, but I think that's unfair to go that point. So we need to relax and go. Yamamoto gives you, we got a great chance. I would say we'd have the edge going into Game 7. They're throwing their ace. Gausman's good too. This is going to be a tough game. Then you get into Game 7. I was thinking it's almost like now the roles are reversed. Yeah. The damn Dodgers are the underdogs.
Yeah.
So the Dodgers going to be the one licking their wounds coming into Game 6. Definitely, if they can pull out Game 6 with Yamamoto on the mound and get it done, the Blue Jays going to feel some dadgum pressure because everybody has them as cake walking through the Dodgers now. We're going back home. They're playing well. They're a good team, which is all true, by the way. It's all true. But the pressure will be on them to win now. I don't forget payroll. I get tired of hearing that crap all the time. Payroll means nothing to me. It's what you do on the field. We know that. You know that, Case. Forget the payroll. This team is good. They're playing well. But honestly, the pressure's back on. To me, the pressure's on the Blue Jays. Yes, the Dodgers have millions or this or that.
Yeah, they no longer can play with that nothing to lose. We're the underdogs. Is David Goliath versus Goliath crap. We all have seen through that. That's over, right? That's what you're saying.
That ship has sailed. If they don't win Game 6, the pressure is squarely on the Blue Jays because hey, they're supposed to win this thing. They're at home. They look like the better team. I think anybody that's been watching this series will agree with what you said, and I agree with you. They look like the better team overall.
They have fewer weaknesses that you can expose. I think what a really great team that's very complete like Toronto does is that they find what your weaknesses are, and they have enough in every aspect of their game to expose your weaknesses. So I really think what this has come down to is the Blue Jays have been able to marginalize the Dodgers' strengths, which are starting pitching, and then absolutely, because they're a complete enough team, been able to completely expose the worst weaknesses for the Dodgers, which is the offense, the fact they swing up, there's too much swing and miss, and then the bullpen. So I think they've been able to expose the Dodgers' weaknesses while marginalizing their strengths. Meanwhile, at the same time, Toronto, because they're so complete, they've just kind of played their game throughout the whole thing. The Dodgers have not affected the type of game Toronto wants to play.
I think I had it while I was watching the game, maybe last night, maybe the night before, of how many fly balls the Dodgers hit.
Or pop-ups. I mean, come on, man.
Pop-ups.
Yeah.
Pop-ups, fly balls, how many that hit. I'm sitting thinking, with all the
it's like Lifton is saying the Blue Jays are grinding at bats, they're hitting hard ground balls, and then here the Dodgers are swinging it early and just popping the ball up and swinging up. It's like, it's more than just losing. It's like the presentation of what you're seeing. It's like, do I have to watch a guy uppercut again and pop up or swing early? That's kind of where my lasting frustration is coming from. If it was just, hey, we're taking good at bats, it's bad luck, we're losing this and that, you move on to the next day. But these are problems that seem like you should be able to identify and get on a tee and at least from a presentation perspective, flatten things out and make it look better. Give yourself a better chance.
Well, I mean, Case, we've all been there. And I know this is Major League pitching. They got a lot of movement. These pitchers are outstanding, but, grinding. I mean, look at Vlad Jr. The guy can hit it a mile, but he can hit all fields. He can get base hits. He can hit mistakes. He can do that. And they got several guys that can do that.
Yeah, he didn't hit that home run last night swing up of the ball. He dropped the head down to it. Now, you swing up in the front of your swing. That's timing. But in terms of the way that he approached that, he swung down to the back, and he got quick to that ball. And so, he wasn't trying to lift that ball. No. He was trying to hit it hard, and it went over the fence.
Hit as hard as you can, which is what we've all taught down through the years. Mm-hmm. Get a good pitch. You want to make solid contact. But the Dodgers, here's the other part, Case, even back in our world, you don't put any pressure on the defense.
None. It's
a lot of strikeouts. Hell, anybody, I used to tell my chimpanzee stand out there and catch a damn pop-up. I said, hard. I know that in the big leagues that's not a thing. I've heard whatever. I'm not smart enough because I'm not a big league manager or coach, but they don't want ground balls. Skills are outs. Bull crap. Put some pressure on the defense.
I want the ball hit hard. Anything 95 and over is going to have about a 500 to 600 batting average on it. Just hit the ball hard wherever it's at. I don't care if it's in the air or on the ground.
Yeah, hit the ball hard. It's on the ground. You got a chance to get through the hole. We all know the infield's in. Now your batting average goes up. All the stuff we've heard all of our entire life that we've taught. But no, you look at it. You just that's the frustrating part. Not really frustrating because I was concerned going into this. I know you, me, the guy. A lot of people understood this is going to be a grinder. I saw people, Dodgers will sweep them too. Hey, here's the great thing. Here's a beautiful thing. Let's go in the perfect world again. The Dodgers give up 1 run 4 straight games in a row. Well, hell yeah, they're going to sweep them because they only have to score 2.
Exactly.
And the problem is that one of our great Dodger dogs, one of our broadcasters, I think is Austin, put it out there. The Dodgers have not scored more than 5 runs in a 9-inning game since the playoffs have started. I thought since an NLDS has started.
Hell, the Blue Jays are doing that every game.
Yes. So you only needed 2 the whole damn Milwaukee series. So and that's a credit to our pitching. You don't take anything away. That's the way it goes. Yes, if you're going to give up 1 run for the rest of the series, you're going to sweep this series too. But that's not how this works. This is a very good team with good hitters. They're grinders. They got guys that are going to grind on every pitch. They're going to put the ball in play. They got a little short sawed-off catcher with a pot belly. It's a hell of a player. He's a good hitter. He's a great catcher. That's what I'm talking about. These guys. They got guys that come right from the Class A ball up there to strike out 12 guys last night. Well, that's a great story. I'd love to see that sometime. Maybe get somebody from the Great Lakes Loons up there or whatever. Come over.
Well, that's what Enriquez did last year, but he wasn't able to do what Savage is doing.
No, that's 2 games in a row by this cat too. Yeah. So that sort of thing. But so I'm just saying, you look at that Blue Jay team. I don't blame for walking Ohtani every time the other night. Hell, I've done it. You've done it. And it worked.
Well, Ethan Holiday got walked every time at the plate in the state tournament last year, and that included with the bases loaded.
Yeah, and like I said, the Dodgers actually won that game. But he set a standard there. Somebody else is going to beat us. It's not going to be Ohtani. And it was Freddie finally in the 18th inning, while we're all trying to stay awake. But anyway, so you watch this, the Blue Jays, this isn't smoke and mirrors. This isn't, this isn't, a fluke. This is a good, outstanding baseball team who's playing better than the other team in the World Series, and they're on the brink of winning it. That being said, let's go back to Mr. Captain, positive Tony over here. The Dodgers are very capable of winning 2 in a row over there. There's no doubt, especially with Yamamoto, and we all know the old saying, anything can happen in Game 7. You're dang right it can. Because, again, then like you said, Case, the underdog, hey, we're just, we don't know, we're just, we don't pay our players as much. We're from Canada. All that crap is out the window. You guys have already proven you're a great team. Now the pressure's on you. Now you got to finish the world champions off. So there is pressure. There's going to be more pressure on the Blue Jays going back to Toronto, and they're going to have a great crowd. Who cares? Everybody has a great crowd. You're in the World Series. I don't care where you go. You got a great crowd. So I don't want to hear that stuff like, it's a great environment. Hell, you're playing at home in the World Series.
I think that'll help the Dodgers, though. I think that raucous environment will wake them up a little bit.
Yeah, and the Dodgers have never had any problem playing there. There's nothing like going to Yankee Stadium, getting called every name in the book, and coming back and winning.
In a weird way, sometimes going on the road and getting that bunker mentality is exactly what you need at times. And maybe that's one of these times.
Well, let me go out here. I'm just going to say it one time, but how impressed I was with the Blue Jays. I was sitting there watching an 18-inning game the other night, Case. In my mind, I'm thinking, whoever loses this game is going to lose the series.
Oh, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. 100%.
Take too much of it. Boy, was I wrong. No,
well, everybody thought that,
the team
Coach.
that lost it, won 2 in a row, got a chance of winning it. That says something about the Blue Jays. Squarely, that's not. I don't put that on the Dodgers. Yeah, the Dodgers are doing some things, aren't doing well, but you put that back on the Blue Jays of man, the bunker mentality, my ass. Yes, on the road, and you just lost an 18-inning game, and they come out and win 2 in a row. That's the last time I said on this platform about. I'll give them credit for that. Yeah, the Dodgers are, but let's face the case. We haven't hit since late May. As a whole, we've talked about this. This isn't anything new. What we haven't seen offensively. This has been going on basically since late May, in my opinion. I don't know exactly.
Certainly off and on. Yeah.
Off and on, and we've seen this before. Joe Davis said it last night on the broadcast because he's seen it before. He said, the Dodgers have had spells of exactly what we're seeing right now the entire season. This isn't anything new. Unfortunately, it's happened the wrong time. We need the other Dodgers to come around in Game 6.
Here's probably one of my most. Let me combine my Dodgers hat and my baseball hat. Because if I take off my Dodgers hat and I just put on my baseball cap and I completely ignore my Dodger fandom, there's a certain part of my soul right now that is kind of smiling that the way the Toronto Blue Jays play offense is kicking the Dodgers' ass, because it's like we've freaking been saying this for I don't know how many times, that a dynamic offense that just relies on hitting line drives and just putting the ball in play hard and not relying on the boom and bust, swinging for the fences too much, hitting everything out front. From my baseball perspective, it's pissing me off because it has to bypass my Dodger fandom. But my baseball fandom is saying that's great for baseball, because that style of baseball that actually we've always known is the best style of offensive baseball is winning out again. So it kind of pisses me off that what I'm seeing with Toronto is the exact kind of offense that we all here at Dodgers Dogs have been saying that the Dodgers have needed to build for the last 3 or 4 years, and we're seeing it right in front of our eyes how it's kicking our ass.
Yeah, and we saw some of it in Milwaukee. We bragged on the Brewers before we played them, the grinders, blah, blah, blah. Well, great pitching took that totally out of the equation. That disappeared because the Dodgers pitching was so dominating. But we had talked about that as the Brewers ball club, or why they had the best record in the National League, because the grinders, blah, blah, blah. The same thing we're seeing here with Toronto, except they've got a their leader, Vlad Jr., is unbelievable. I mean, he not only that, the other night he made 2 great defensive plays. He's not just a freaking home run hitter. This dude is a tremendous hitter. Looks like a good leader. I'm kind of enjoying watching him, Case, because we don't get to see him very often. We don't get to watch
I
him
agree.
very
You take
often.
your Dodgers fans hat off. This Toronto team is a joy to watch. That's why we've gone on. I'm sorry we've gone on too much, but they've deserved everything we said about them. And we are baseball fans really above all else. And for us that grew up in the 80s and 90s and 70s, this style of baseball, this is the way the game should be played. And so you have to be happy that the way the game should be played is winning in this situation, even though it's against the Dodgers, just from a baseball perspective.
No, I'm the same way with you. I love baseball. We love baseball, and the deal is, you respect that. You look at that. That there's nothing wrong with that. You look at the way that
I can't get away from it. It's how I feel.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm totally impressed with the blue. And here's the other part of it. It isn't fair in life in general. Of course, life isn't fair all the time anyway. For us to just sit here and piss and moan and bemoan the Dodgers.
Which I've been doing for about 12 hours now.
And I'm that guy too, Case.
You've got all the text messages.
Yes, I'm with you. Well, I'm thinking the same thing you're saying. I just hadn't put it out there yet.
Oh, yeah.
But, we all had the same feelings. But it doesn't injustice to the Blue Jays to say, well, the reason they won is because the Dodgers have sucked so bad. No. They've made them suck. I used to get mad when I'd go to a ball game and you hear the fan base start yelling overrated. Well, that pisses me off because now you're taking something away from your team.
Yes.
You're saying they're not any good. The reason we're winning is they're not any good. Well, that's bullshit. I always, when I hear that overrated chant, pisses me off because you're downgrading your own team. It's the same thing here. We can't all be the Dodgers suck all the time on everything is a reason the Blue Jays are winning. Yes, there's things they need to be doing better. They haven't done well all year. They sure hadn't done well in the playoffs. We all know that. We love our Dodgers. I'm always going to love our Dodgers, but you go there. But then the big thing is, here we are again. Here we are again. What are you going to do? You go sit there and make excuses? No.
Kind of to go to your point here, and now the Dodgers aren't hitting. I mean, I think I had a comment. I got a kick out of it because there actually was kind of some truth to it. Sometimes the truth is the funniest thing that you can possibly encounter, right? So the comment on one of my ex posts was, it just feels like right now the Blue Jays could bring up a 16-year-old pitcher from the DR right now, and it wouldn't matter. He's going to get outs as long as he throws strikes, right? And I'm thinking, yeah, man, it just feels like the Dodgers, it doesn't matter who's pitching, they're struggling right now. So a lot of it just feels like a lot of this is just what the Dodgers aren't doing. But again, hey, let me go through some of this. Through the first 27 pitches last night, okay, Trey Savage had thrown 37% fastballs, 33% splitters, and 30% sliders. So he had a square game plan to be very balanced in terms of his 3 pitches that he throws. He was very predictable, and then whenever you throw execution behind being unpredictable like he was, there's no way you can get around the fact that and then from there on, for the whole game, he threw 45% four seams, and then between his splitter and slider, he split them almost exactly. One was 29%, the other was 26%. So he had a game plan to be unpredictable, and then he executed it. So as bad as the Dodgers are playing offense right now, there's no way you can get away from the fact that Trey Savage, that young man, went out last night with an incredible game plan and even better execution. You got to give that up.
Well, the first game he had a good game and struck out 10 or whatever, but he didn't have his splitter. His splitter wasn't a good pitch for him that game. Yesterday it was. The splitter came back to him, and that just made him even tougher. And that's why we see exactly what you just said. The predictability, whatever, it doesn't matter. When your execution, we talked about this before the series started, Case. I know it's me and you together. We talked about execution. It comes back the same way. Execution on pitches. Even if it's just a freaking bunt coverage, if it's a relay system, if it's whatever. The Dodgers, at times yesterday looked like a dang little league team. How many balls went to the damn screen out there? How many pitches went to the screen?
Can't feed a guy at second base for a double play. Don't know which balls not to dive at. By the way, the ones that are on a line you don't dive at, especially down a line because you don't have a backup. The ones you dive at are the ones that are going straight up and straight down because even if you miss it, it's just going to sit right next to you.
Right there.
You're going to pick it up. But if the ball's on the line, especially with no outs, okay? Especially with no outs. If it's on a line and if you miss it, it's going to go all the way to the wall. those are the ones that you pull up on and you make sure they don't get by you. So, I mean, nobody's ever going to accuse Teo Hernandez of having a huge baseball IQ, right? But we love the guy.
Love the guy, no doubt about it. It was just a mistake, and it happens out there. But that's what I'm saying. You see all
trying to make something happen, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, the balls are going around. Balls are going everywhere. You're thinking, man, this, you just had to figure out this baby isn't going to end well. And it didn't 6-1. Could have been even worse probably at that point. But you just got to build off of. That's the beautiful thing about it. Case, we've said it a million times. The only pitch that makes us shit now is pitch 1 on Game 6, and luckily for us, we got a guy named Yamamoto throwing our first
no doubt.
hit. So you got to, it's hard, man, because I'm like you. I feel like we're the underdogs now. Yeah, I mean,
for one game, if the Dodgers win Game 6, they will squarely be heavily favorites again in Game 7, even though it's on the road.
You're right. I'm just talking about it for the series. I think we're the underdog in the series now because, yes, we're going to have the advantage with Yamamoto on the mound, Game 6. There's no doubt about that.
But who are the betting odds going to be to win Game 6?
Yeah.
Right? Let me put it this way. If you're going to Vegas and you're betting on just straight up money line, who's going to win the game, who would you put your money on?
I'd put it on Yamamoto and the Dodgers.
Of course. And then who would you put it on in Game 7?
Well, that's a different story.
Well, I mean, you got Ohtani going, right? I mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on 2 days rest or whatever, on short rest. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a betting guy.
Glass now. You're going to have Glass now going. Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Ohtani's going to be in relief, I think is what he's thought, which is great.
Do you trust Glass now in Game 7? It sounds stupid to even ask, but do you trust him fully in Game 7?
Probably not. I love the guy. You know what I'm saying, Case? I trust him. He's one of our best guys. He may go out there and throw a 2-hit shutout. Yeah. He's very capable of doing that. But when you look at a Game 7, everything for all the marbles, you're going. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Dodgers will be the betting favorite because of Yamamoto, Game 6.
Yeah.
Game 7, I think it may be a toss-up as far as Vegas. I'm not smart enough to do that crap. I'm a terrible gambler. I lose $20, I get pissed off and go home. So that's because I'm a bad gambler. I don't like losing money. So same thing here. But, the Dodgers.
I think they'll start Ohtani. And I think like Ayanami's saying here, you start Ohtani, you see how long he can go, and then you bring in Glass now after that and try to right at the finish line. That's where I'd go with it.
And you got Sasaki still. I mean, Sasaki's pretty dadgum fresh. I mean,
if he doesn't have to pitch a lot in Game 6,
you got all your bullets ready to go, but so do they. So that's okay.
Pitch Robleski more, man. Why do they not pitch Robleski more?
I know. Robo's been.
I mean, last night would have been a perfect spot for him. Hey, I defend Dave when I feel like it needs to be defended.
Sure.
But I also, I think if you watch this show, it's fair. I mean, we talk about when we don't agree. Why not go with Robleski last night?
Yeah, especially based off of his last performance.
What is the hang up here? He's throwing 99 miles an hour. I mean, he's Tanner Scott. He's the Tanner Scott that you wanted out of Tanner Scott. He just doesn't have the name Tanner Scott right now.
That's right. You're not paying him like you did Tanner Scott.
In terms of stuff, yeah.
I totally agree with you. I'm an OSU guy. That's the guy I want out there. Robleski has earned that, but he's not going to get it. So, for whatever reason. But, Game 6 and 7, everybody's up. If Robo needs to go, and you're down a lefty because of Vesia's situation. His family situation.
That hurt. That hurt. Oh,
that hurts a lot. But so you're.
But
down
you should
be
better than you should be able to overcome that. I mean, this is the biggest payroll in baseball by far, right? You ought to be able to overcome the fact that Andy Pages isn't hitting the ball very well, or that you don't have. You should have more depth than that, in my opinion.
Well, Robleski has proven he needs to be that guy.
I think so. I mean, why not? Here's my point. Nobody else is getting it done, so why not? Why not throw the guy out there that's looking good? What do you have to lose?
Yeah, the last time I saw him, he was pretty damn good. And I know how you are. You're the same way I am. The last time I saw this cat, he was dealing. I'm not going to hesitate to bring him in, especially when it's a struggle anyway. You're looking at him, you're already down 2-1 or whatever the hell it was. And, that's the guy. I need somebody to stabilize the damn game. The last time that kid pitched, he stabilized. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, from here on out, it's all bets are off. Everybody should be available, outside of Snell. I think outside of Snell throwing 116 damn pitches, everybody will be available. Who knows? Maybe he comes in for one hitter in Game 7. I don't know. I don't know his situation. I doubt it, but you never know. Everything is on the table comes to Game 7. That's the beautiful part about it. Here's the other part. The Dodgers have come back in situations that look bad. They're
almost better in situations where everybody's doubting them. I've said that many times. Yeah.
they rolled into this baby, and a lot of people, not us, not us, but a lot of people had them sweeping these guys. Hey, well, they just went right through them guys. We knew better. Everybody knows baseball knows better. So, I think there's no doubt the stress level is there, but the Dodgers have dealt with that before. When I say the Dodgers, I know this is a different team than last year's, but the core is there. The core guys that went through this last year, and the core guys that had to battle their butts off all year just to get there. And the Blue Jays did too. I'm not saying they haven't. I'm just saying in the World Series, in the playoff situation, the Blue Jays showed they could do it too, and the Dodgers have done it. So we'll see. But I feel comfortable with the Dodgers. They may lose this series, but I really feel comfortable thinking that they're not going to back off at this point. Like I said, you're the underdog now. Even though Yamamoto's on the mound, I'm talking about the series. If you're looking at who's going to win the World Series, everybody's going to say the Blue Jays now, today. They're not going to say they're going to win Game 6, but everybody would pick the Blue Jays today because they're on a roll and whatever. But we know better. In the game of baseball, people that know baseball know better. We know better. Baseball people know better than that. It's still anybody's series. We know that.
We're both coaches, and one of the things in the coaching industry that you just don't do is you just don't ever talk. You try not to talk negatively about other coaches, but hey, we're on a podcast here. It is what it is. Dave Roberts is making more money than I could ever fathom. He's a big boy. He took this job. This comes with it. So if I were to say I love Dave, I love almost everything he does, but he has his guys, and he just doesn't pivot well enough, fast enough to get away from his guys and get into a guy like a Justin Robleski. And it's to the detriment of situations like this when you're shorthanded. Would that be a fair criticism?
I think it is. It's sometimes we've all seen this. I think that's a strength and a
we've
weakness.
all done it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. We've gone the guys we've seen do it before. We've all done it. Trust me.
I think that's a strength and a weakness. That's my answer for that. His strength is if I'm a player, I love my manager because he's got my back. He believes in me. So that's a strength. The weakness is he probably don't need to trust me when I'm not doing well. So that to me that's a thing I've done.
Sometimes what guys need is to sit the bench. Just if not to say, hey, you suck, sit down. To say, hey, just take a couple of days, miss your rotation here. Let's just chill out, get away from it for a minute, and let's reset.
Restart, reset, refocus, whatever the heck you want to call it. Yes, and I know he come out. I was kind of shocked. He said in the conference the day before yesterday after they lost, he's going to make changes. Well, he made a few changes in the lineup, but like you said, it didn't do any good. You still got beat 6-1, and what'd you have? 3 hits? Hell, what the hell is that? What we had? 3 damn hits, 4 hits. So the changes there. And like you said, Case, you said it well. It's too late for those big changes. It's too late for you. Should have had a better. You hope you had a better option. You could have done it earlier if you had a better option. You didn't. So you put them in there, and you still only get 4 hits and 1 run with the changes you made there. And there's really nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
Some of our off-season acquisitions didn't work out. I'm not
so clean it up at the trade deadline. That would be my point there. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't do anything at the trade deadline. We got some good minor leaguers on the trade deadline, but the point being, some of our off-season acquisitions didn't work out. The pitchers, Conforto didn't. I'm not blaming everything on Michael Conforto. That ain't fair because it's not his damn fault. We're in a situation we're in. But he did not perform. He was an acquisition.
It certainly hurt this team very badly. And then the Dodgers wouldn't come off of him for way too long, and that's hurt this team. There's no doubt.
Yeah, but we can't blame it on him now because by God he ain't there. But
But we didn't add the piece that we needed because we continue to bet on him, and that's on him and that's on the organization. But that's
no doubt. He had every opportunity. They gave him every opportunity.
Way too many.
And it turned out you got the trade deadline. We were all talking about that. I remember we talked about that. You make a move to get another hitter there. You're going to go third base. Wasn't sure about Muncie's availability there.
But then again, who would it have been? And was there even anybody out there the Dodgers could have gotten, that kind of thing? It all.
Then they went stand pat because they do get some guys back off injuries, and they did. But it still didn't do any good. Yates, Scott,
no doubt.
Kopech. All these guys, Conforto. A lot of guys that you got that you were depending. And again, I'll go back and say that's probably a strength and a weakness. Our front office had confidence in these guys. We think we're good. They basically said we're good at the trade deadline. We're good moving forward. We got these guys coming back off injury, but I don't know if that's now we can look at it and say, well, that was a shitty.
They still might win the World Series and win these 2 games, but that doesn't mean that was the right thing to do.
No, they still might be world champions, and they can look at us and go, "You guys just shut up and go back to your little podcast."
Yeah.
We still won the World Series, but it won't be because that worked out. In other words, if they win the World Series, it'll be for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
We got a great manager. We got great players. We got great leadership.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily operating at full where you want it right now. It's not operating where we need it right now. But you know what? Don't make a damn till first pitch tomorrow night. So fly to Canada. Get some sleep, play dominoes, eat some food, chill out. I don't know what the hell you do in Canada. I'd love to go sometime. Never been there, but go to Canada, chill out a little bit. And
you start a fire. That's what you do in Canada, right?
Yeah.
We have a lot of great players that came to Oklahoma State from Canada. So we love Canada. We love Canada baseball players. They're tough as hell and they're fundamental.
Yeah,
great
Coach
baseball
Barkoff made me make Coach Barkoff likes his bourbon. I'm with him. I like a little Canadian whiskey.
Oh, there you go.
I heard him talk about old fashions the other day, so I made myself an old fashioned last night.
Nice.
Just thinking about Coach Barkoff. I only had one though because I was getting pissed.
I got my water bottle.
Yeah, man, I've got coffee right here. I'm being a good boy.
Let me ask you this, Coach. Let me ask you this. Okay, let's say, Coach, I've heard a million of these speeches from you. So the offense is terrible right now. The swings aren't flat. There's a process. So the process and the results are terrible right now for this offense. So, Coach Holt is addressing the team. It's at 1989. You're 30 years old. You're still full of piss and vinegar. That's A. And B, I understand the philosophy of grinding pitchers and drawing walks being a big part of your offense. But whenever you're in a short series like this and the other team's only throwing their best arms, I just don't think relying on walks is a good philosophy, because when you face the elite pitchers in the postseason, you're not going to get those walks. And now if that's part of your offense, that hitting a 2 to 3 run bomb after walking and then getting a home run, now you're hitting solos. So I think the Dodgers need to replace that base on ball philosophy with hard line drives. What would you say to that? So number one, what would be your message to the team? And number two, what would you say to that message I just gave? Hard line drives instead of walks for your philosophy.
It'd be the same thing. Of course, in our level case, we just get to do some tee work. The hitting coach, the coaches get together, get together the individual players and go through some tee work, short toss, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Is it about just putting confidence in them now, or is it actually about changing some physical traits to the way they're swinging?
Trying to fix something. Yes, I'm trying to make some changes. I'm trying to fix something. Each guy has a reason. Each guy has, of course, they got a hitting coach also. He knows everything. The manager does too. Every coach in there and the players, they all know what the heck's going on. They know where they are. So Coach Holt, first of all, we're not going to fix everything now. We're down to 2 games left in the season. So, we're going to go out and talk to everybody and everything, but you got to make some adjustments. Each individual hitter has to make some adjustments. Here's what you tell me, and I've done it. You tell me, what do you think, what's going wrong here? And I've got my opinion. You tell me how you feel. You can do that type. And this doesn't take a long time, Case. You've done it. I've done it. Just get some off the tee. Just refocus some things. These are major league hitters. They've proven they can hit. They're not executing right now. So yes, everybody's swinging. So why are we getting our ass beat? Why are we not hitting the baseball? Let's evaluate that. They're pitching well.
Do we want to continue doing that, or do we want to try to fix it? That would be my message.
Absolutely.
If you want to fix it, come on over here. If you don't, then go over there and we'll find somebody else who does. That would be my message.
We're going to do the same thing. Yeah, it's the same, but we're going to do the same thing. Just get our ass beat in the next game. It's not going to get any better. So my talk to the team would be, we just need to tweak some things. That's the word I would use, because I don't want them panic. They're already in panic mode. If they're 1 for 12, they're already in that mode. Yeah,
Mookie Betts is pressing. There's no doubt about it. As great as he is, he is up there. He's not comfortable. He's wanting to do better than he is. It's frustrating, and he is pressing.
Yeah, he said that to himself. I've been terrible. He said it last night after the game. So that's the last thing he needs to hear, some negative talk.
I hope I'm not too negative this morning, Coach.
No, you're not. You're Mr.
I hate being like this, but man, I am so frustrated right now.
You're Mr. Positivity compared to what I read from you last night. But anyway, we won't go to that. But
I was lighting it up last night.
Your best don't need to hear negative talk. He knows. He knows. He needs somebody. Let's work on it here. I'll go down. Hell, give me 2 buckets. Get a bucket of baseballs out. I'll throw you 12 in a row. Is what I tell you. We'll do soft toss, short toss, front toss, tee work, whatever the hell it takes. Just refocus your mind. But you have to do it individually with each hitter. You don't just, okay, all right, you 9, you're starting tomorrow night, you 9, here's what we're going to do. You can't do that because they all got different swings. They've got different things they're doing bad, and some things they're doing well. So the talk there is, here it is. I mean, we're to the end of it. Here, we're popping up too much. I'd say that as a team. Hell, we're popping up too damn much. We're not putting any pressure on the defense. We're not getting runners on. We're not moving runners. First of all, we're not getting on. What do you have? 1 walk? Yeah.
The winning baseball plays have dried up.
Yeah. 50. Yes, they have. Now it's gut. It's guts and nuts and whatever the heck you want to call it.
Can we just find a way to win 2 more games? I don't care that's what you're down to. Hey, the swings aren't pretty offensive in this. You don't have that. It's come down to, can we figure out a way to win 2 more games? That's literally what it comes down to.
Yeah, you're going to have your parade, and nobody's going to give a rat's ass about anything we're talking about right now. All the stuff that didn't go well, they know. The players know, the front office knows what didn't go well for them. If they have their damn parade here in about a week or so, if they're winning 2 games, nobody will give a rat's. No, let me take that back. Billy Gasparino, Alex Free, those guys will give a rat's ass because they got to fix it for next year. And they've already probably started the process of doing that, or how they're going to move next year, regardless of how this one ends. So, yes, there is somebody who gives a rat's ass. It's the front office people, and that's what they're paid to do. They have no choice. It's going to have to be better next year. Even if they come back and win this series, there's a lot of things that's got to be fixed for the Dodgers going into next season.
No doubt. Okay, so Blake Snell, I was very frustrated. I don't know how many times I've said to this point, you have to beat this team by moving the ball in the zone to move away from the barrels. You have to throw your ball to strike concepts with your off-speed pitches to get quick outs, and that you cannot bully this team with your fastball. So Blake Snell comes out and he throws 3 fastballs to start the game, and in his first 3 fastballs, the Dodgers are down 2-0, as if to say, have you not watched this team for the last 4 games? I mean, what are we doing here, man? I'm not going to lie, that straight up, I know he recovered. He did a fine job. It wasn't a great performance. I would say it was solid. There was some grittiness to it after that. But I'm not going to lie, him coming out with the arrogance to say, I'm just going to come out and throw my fastball, and I'm going to try to bully these guys, and to put his team in a 2-0 lead, a deficit because of that, I'm still pissed about that. Just because it's like, have you not watched? I mean, have you not seen these guys? I mean, what are we doing?
I mean, we all been there, and you heard them say this, and it's right. You need to establish a fastball. That don't mean you need to throw the first pitch right down the damn middle. And the same thing to Vlad, establish a fastball. That don't mean you have to throw the first pitch as a fastball. I mean,
you're not trying to bully them. You're trying to actually throw a great pitch they can't hit, right? Yeah. I mean, if it's a ball, it's a ball. But he just went out there going, here's my fastball, boys. See if you can hit it. And hell, they did.
Yeah, if it's like the kid who threw 104 and told everybody to shut the F up. Yeah, if you throw 104, he could probably come out and throw that. Probably not with Vlad, though. It don't matter how hard it is. Vlad could care less how hard. Most major league hitters could care if it's straight. It don't matter if it's 110.
And Snell recovered. He grinded after he recovered, and he threw 113. So I appreciate all that part of it. Just the beginning of that, I messaged you that. This is not second guessing. This is first guessing. I've been saying he doesn't need to do that, but whatever. It is what it is.
Here's what he might have done. Like you just said, he recovered from that.
Yes.
He got us in the 7th inning. He got 1 out in the 7th. So moving forward, here we go again, Case. We talk about the domino effect. If they're able to come out and the bullpen is able to give us some good innings later on in these next 2 games, you can look back at the fact he was able to get into the 7th inning. Yes, he got the loss.
Great point. How that could affect the bullpen moving forward, yeah.
And we're maybe glad Robo didn't come in and pitch, because he may have to pitch the next 2 games. I don't know. It remains to be seen how that plays out. I did like, if you got to take him out in the 3rd inning, forget it.
Yeah.
I don't. You're not going to be able to come. If you have to pull him in the 3rd, then you start using Robo and everybody gets in the game. You just to try to stem the tide and stay in the game, which is what you do, because you're trying to win. Obviously, that changed. So the fact, I'll give him credit for getting into the 7th inning and saving our bullpen arms.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, got to get Coach final thoughts here moving forward. And I think you've helped me. I messaged you this morning and said, Coach, I need you, brother. I need some positivity. I need you to get me in a better mood about this. So you've certainly done that. So final thoughts here before we get out of here.
It's just how this the last only thing I can think of, Case. And I had to convince myself of this. I was thinking that even before you got a hold of me and said you needed me today, I figured I'd be on tomorrow. So, but I was just thinking about today. We got Yamamoto going in Game 6. This up to this point, the Blue Jays have been the better team. This is just one man's opinion. In my opinion, the Blue Jays have been the better overall team to this point. Are they the best team overall? Who cares? It doesn't matter. As you could attest to, like I told you guys here in 1989, you won state. I said they can have the other 364 days. I just want to beat them today. So in the Dodgers case, they just want these next 2 games. That's all they're looking for. If the Blue Jays are playing, we know they're a good team. Right now, they're outplaying the Dodgers, but the Dodgers are totally capable of winning 2 games.
Do the Dodgers have a switch to flip? Do they have that switch?
Well, I think if Yamamoto goes out and gives you what he has been giving you, that lights a fire right there.
Yeah,
because it's going to save. It's going to win the game. It's going to save your bullpen. We're going into Game 7 with basically everybody except Snell ready to go. I don't give a shit. No. I think that is what it's going to take. But
let's
the Dodgers,
go.
I think the Dodgers are favored in Game 6. This is my mind. I'm not a Vegas guy, like I told you. I'm a terrible gambler. But with Yamamoto on the mound, the Dodgers are going to be favored in my mind in Game 6. Then all bets are off Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord, if he could go another complete game, that's not fair to ask him to do that. But if he did, we're loaded for bear.
You'll have Ohtani in glass now for Game 7. You can't ask for much better. It's still set up fine. There's still a lot of ways the Dodgers can win this.
And I won't be surprised either. I won't be surprised if the Dodgers come back and win 2 in a row. And then, unfortunately, the way the Blue Jays are playing, I won't be totally shocked if they're able to put the Dodgers away because, as we said again, it's been 30. Good Lord, it's been 50 years. In the National League since somebody's repeated. So here we go again. This ain't easy to do. Hell, if it was easy, everybody could do it, and they can't. So the Dodgers, I like where we are. I wish we were up 3-2 instead of down 3-2, but when you roll Yamamoto out there Game 6, I think that's an equalizer. I feel a lot better about it. We got a shot. Hey, so you're saying there's a chance. You saw me sitting in the team today, the old Jim Carrey deal.
I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready for the positive. I'm having a positive mindset now for Game 6. I'm ready to go. Ready to open up a can. Let's go to Canada and open up a can and let's get this crap going, right?
Let's do it, baby. Let's have a Molson Blue after. Give me a case of Molson.
Let's
bring
do
it back in some Canadian whiskey. Let's go,
Coach. This is why I love you so much. Great job today. What a wonderful job you did on this show. You Dodgers dogs are the absolute best. The support here is just absolutely amazing. So thank you so much to all you wonderful Dodgers dogs. And as always, even though the Dodgers are losing the series right now 3-2, it's still a great day to be a Dodger.